So by now you must be familiar with the plane curve, right? And the equation, which is a second degree equation that described, so that describes the curves. So this is the equation I'm talking about. In case you are wondering which equation, this is the equation I'm talking about. Okay, that's this one. So just master it, by the way. This is a second degree equation for plane curves. All right. Now this equation alone can help you, all right, identify or even generate circles, my ellipse, my parabola, and the parabolas, and so on. All right. Now in most cases we are only focusing on two things, that is translation and the rotation. Now I'm going to start with translation so that you understand something. All right. I think in the other video I explained what it means to translate, or just go direct into an example. So assume that you've got a center 0,0, right? Then you move this center to a new center called h, k. All right. So this is in the normal axis, but this is in the translated axis. Okay, so you are moving from the normal to the translated axis. So whenever you change the center from certain coordinates to another coordinate, or what we are doing, that we are coming up with a new center called h, k, like I explained. Now, usually when you move from the odd, as you go back to the new, there are 4 equations that you need to keep in mind. Are we there, right? 4 equations. The first one is the equation when we've got x plus h, and the second one is when we've got this plus what, k. This one is when you are moving from what? From translated to odd, or in short I would say from new to what? To odd. You use this whenever you're moving from new to odd. It means while there's x, you'll have to substitute this, and while there's y, you have to substitute that. Simple as that. So now, let's look at an example. Example 1. All right. So let's say we are given an equation. Okay, let me just look for it. Okay, a simpler one. So this is an equation. From the look of things, from the way it just is, you can tell that this is a parabola because of that x squared. All right, you don't even have to go far. But what the problem is, we are saying translate this. Translate it. All right. So since we are translating, that means we're moving from the odd axis to a new axis. You get the concept, right? So that means where there's x, we replace this. Where there's y, we replace that. It's up to you. You can do that direct. I'll show you the 2 methods, or you can complete a square. So the first method, you can direct substitute. Where there's x, you put that. You put this. X this plus this minus 6. All right, then y plus k. Sorry. Okay. So if I expand this equation, what do I get? All right, I'm going to get x this squared. All right, then I'm also going to get this squared, and I'm also going to get 2 this and that. Right, by now I think we know how to expand. Now here I'm going to get negative this, that, minus this, that. Here I'm also going to get the same, that, and that. Minus 15 is equal to 0. Now once I do this, well, there is where you can, factor out and do your shenanigans and so on. Nevertheless, you don't even have to panic a lot. All right, you really don't have to panic a lot. So Just find two of these where you can easily factorize and take out, let's say, k and h. Look at it. Where do you think you can take out h? And where do you think you can take out k? So that you can, once you get them, well, you get them to 0. So when you look at these two here, all right, of course there's no k, there's no another k here which I can manipulate to give me something, but I can start with x prime. You've seen, right? I can take out 2x prime from here, right? So if I take out 2x prime, I'll mean what? H minus 3. I'll put this one to 0, so my h is equal to 3. Now, like I said, there is no another one where I can manipulate k. If you look out here, there is no. But since I've already found h, I can replace back. Here, h here will give me 9. If I place h here, I'll get 0 here. So just 0. If I place h, I'll get negative what? 18 minus 6y prime minus 6k minus 15 is equal to 0. So this will be x prime squared. This and this you get negative 9 again. And you get that one, you get negative 24. So you're having negative this y prime minus 6k minus 24 is equal to 0. So now this is where now you can factorize. Now get the concept, right? So factorize here, you end up having, you take out negative 6 because negative 6 is common, so you'll make what? K plus 4. So you equate this one to 0 and you end up having k is equal to negative what? 4. So your center is now 3, negative 4. Now if I replace k here, I'll end up getting what? 0. Even here 0, so I'll end up just remaining with this part here. So I'll end up remaining with this minus 6y prime is equal to 0, which will give me this is equal to 6y prime, which is a parabola. Like I said, it's a parabola. You've seen it, huh? So you can manipulate things here. This is where now you need to get clever. All right. The other one is when you complete the square, then later on substitute. Either way. So what if when let's say you use another method. Method 2 requires you to complete the square. So we had x squared minus xy, sorry, 6x, xy minus 15 is equal to 0. Here we can complete the square because it's quite easy. But remember that what you do on the left hand side, you also do on the right hand side. Take note of that. So taking of this term here, the half of 6. So you find the half of 6, which is 3. So we're going to have x minus 6x. Half of this one is negative 3, so say plus negative 3. Then you are just squaring it. Minus 6y minus 15. What we do here, we'll do the same. So say minus 3 squared is equal to 0. Just like that. We cannot complete the square for y because it does not have x squared. Sorry, it does not have y squared. So leave it the way it is. But when you add something after completing it, you also subtract it at the same time. That means we are just going to remain what? X minus 3. You collect these two now. You square them. All right. So now we move on. So now we get this minus 6y. This one will give me 9, which will give me negative 24 is equal to 0. This is what I end up getting. Okay, so now I'm going to have this. Okay, I can take this one the other side, which will give me y plus 24, like that. And when look at this, it's coming almost the same as this one, but it's not yet complete because we haven't yet translated it. We are still in the main axis. All right. Then from here, this part and here we can factorize. So do this. So x minus 3 squared is equal to, factorize here, what is common? 6 is common. So it means y plus 4. So you equate this one to 0. You also equate y plus 4 to 0. So you end up having x is equal to 3. Okay. So you end up getting y is equal to negative 4. The same ones that we got here. That means now our center is 3, negative 4. You get it, right? Now, here's where now we need to substitute this back into the origin, okay? Going back to our equations, x is equal to x prime plus what? H, and y is equal to y prime plus what? K. We can now substitute now. Okay? So this becomes this plus 3, therefore, and this one becomes this minus 4 because k is known and y and x is known. All right, so this is your a, your h, and that is your k. All right, so now we know this. Let's go back to where we ended. Where did you end? Here. So let's now take x back. So we have x minus our x, it will be this. Oh, sorry. Our x is this, so we have x prime plus 3. What is here? Minus 3. What do? We square is equal to 6. We have, what is our y? Our y to be y prime minus 4, but kwenze 4 kuja again, so this one will give us 0 and this one will give us 0, so we end up having x prime squared is equal to 6 y prime, which just give me x and 6y, which is still a parabola. So whichever method you feel like is okay for you, please go. All right, go. Sometimes they're going to say by completing, by doing what, but if it's not specified, just do what you feel is good for you and right for you, and all simple for you.